Hi, welcome back. And this video is regarding my latest newsletter, which I've just released, and it's about what's a hot topic at the moment: ChatGPT, the AI interface. People in all walks of life are talking about it, and it just popped into my world last week, and so I wanted to write about what I saw and how it feeds in with what I'm doing with the Learn Options website. So to sort of summarize the situation, and it's in more detail in the newsletter, and there's a link in the description. A friend of mine last week, I was showing him around my options site, and he thought, he was learning about options through it, and he thought, it'd be a good idea to test some of this sort of options information on the ChatGPT interface. So he asked the question, essentially saying that he wanted a bullish options strategy. And it asked the interface for what options he could have. And if you want to see all the options it provided, it's in the newsletter. But a couple of them were way off the mark. For example, it did suggest that he should buy put options, and put options make money if the market goes down. It's not a bullish strategy by any means. So that was quite interesting, that mistake. But actually, in a description of one of the other strategies, it described the strategy completely incorrectly. So I then went and jumped onto ChatGPT and did a search, asked for what was the definition of that strategy, which was a bull put spread, and it gave me the same reply. So then I asked ChatGPT what was a bear put spread, and it was very interesting to compare the answers and to see that even this AI interface, and my understanding is that it searches around the internet, and information is, I think, up until 2021, so it's pretty valid and pretty recent. It searches around the internet, scraping for information, puts it together, and decides on what's good information, and then puts it into a human sort of form of words. But what I find is interesting is that when ChatGPT, this AI interface, was looking around the internet for options information, it got some completely incorrect information, some absolute rubbish. Now, there's always a sense, right, with rubbish in, rubbish out, right? We all know that. But what my point is that if this AI interface is struggling to find valid and real information about options, what chance does the average retail trader have? And that's really why I launched the Learn Options website, and why I decided to make the main course free. In the planning stages, and I've planned this for a few years now, it was never my plan originally to make the course available for free, but looking around the last few years, seeing the amount of misinformation about options, the amount of absolute rubbish out there on options, I decided that I wanted to provide a more trustworthy source of information for retail traders in particular about options. So I thought it was really interesting that last week this came back that even the AI is struggling to find valid and correct information. It's seeing information and repeating it that is just incorrect. So it's really important. There's so much stuff out there on trading and in the internet, and such a high proportion of it is absolute rubbish. And with my videos, with the newsletter, No End to the Ball, I'm really trying to sort of highlight and outline some of those. There's only so much, obviously, that I can do. So hopefully jump onto the newsletter, find out a little bit more about what I'm saying, and if you're interested in learning about options, as I say, I've made the course available for free to try and give a more an easier way for retail traders to find valid information about options.